All right. I want to welcome everybody to class today. This is this one is actually Theater 1. I teach Theater 1, Theater 3, 4, and Theater Production. And I want to say welcome to everyone, no matter which class you are in. If you end up coming to campus anytime this year, I'm in the Fine Arts Building, 4150. Our black box is 4152. And we do shows throughout the year. You'll check out, if you haven't already watched our welcome video, to sort of get to see me and Miss Robert, the theater directors. So we're going to just walk through an All About Me PowerPoint, just so you can get to know me better, and then we'll talk about how I'm going to get to know you better. So one thing I start with every year is the power of yes. We will always find a way to say yes. That's the goal. We're going to practice right now, okay? So, do you want to hear a story? It's where you say yes. If you said yes, good job. If you didn't say yes, then you're not doing your part. So let's try again, okay? Do you want to hear a story? Is there a knight in the story? Is the knight going to find a princess? Is there a dragon in the way? Does the knight go to fight the dragon? Does the princess show up to fight the dragon too? Do they slay the beast? Do they live happily ever after? Right? If we say yes to all of those things, that story got big and it grew and all these things. Now, I want to do the same way, but I want to say no. Okay? Do you want to hear a story? Ouch. That one hurt me. See, when we say no to things, no is a door being shut in our face. No is something that's hard to build off of. And so in theater, we always want to find a way to say yes. How can we build on top of each other, build on what we're doing, say yes to one another? I have a son who is getting ready to turn 2 August 31st, and he loves the word no right now. And so I always try to find ways to get him to say yes, because once he says yes, those no's sort of evaporate and his whole attitude changes. So if you come willing to say yes, willing to try things, you're going to have a good year. Now this right here is my uncle. It's not my uncle, I'm just playing. This is Walt Disney, Walter Elias Disney. And he's a guy who I think is very inspiring. He has used his creativity, his business savvy, his ambition to create not only Mickey Mouse, but a cartoon empire and theme parks. One of the things he said was, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. See, life is about risk. And one thing that we do in theater is we take risk. This will not be an easy A class. It will not be a sit and get type of thing. This is a class that's going to take courage. I'm going to ask you to risk, to push yourself. There's going to be times where I'm going to ask you to perform things. And I'm going to ask you to film the performance and turn it in. I'm going to ask you to meet with other students that you've never met face-to-face and do scene work over Zoom or Google Meet. I'm going to ask you to do things that maybe if you're not tech-oriented, and I'm asking you to build a set or design a set. I'm asking you to have courage and to try. The only people that never achieve are the people that never try. And so we want to go after these things. We want to have courage as we pursue the year, as we're seeking after to see sort of what we can make of it. So these are my non-negotiables. Looks like that's not how you spell negotiables, but I don't know. So when we're thinking of non-negotiables, what that means to me is these are the things that really matter about how you approach class, how you approach the work that we do. And so any time that we're meeting or I'm asking you to submit things, just know these are the things that really matter to me. Your thinking matters. I care about how you process things. I want to know how is it that you're thinking about something. You don't have to agree to everything that we talk about. You don't have to agree with my play analysis or my critiques about things. But you do need a reason when you disagree. And it can't be just a silly reason, right? I really want to know, like, what do you think? And I think that matters. I think how you process things and you having an individual way of thinking matters to the process of theater. Theater is about people coming together from all different walks of life, all different viewpoints, and sort of putting things in the melting pot to find a voice, to find what's beautiful in the world. And we can't do that if we keep to ourselves or if we just sort of agree with people and never really share what we think. And we want to share in the class. Your character matters. Who you are, that matters to me. I want to see you not just virtually, but I want to see sort of who you are and who you're becoming. Your character, like your talent, will never take you farther than your character. And I believe that. I believe that if you are a bad character, if you make poor choices, if you don't show respect to others, if you're not honest, I think those things will catch up with you eventually, no matter how talented you are. And the same thing's true, I think, if you're a person of character, that will take you far, even when your talent may not. And so, who are you becoming? What are things that matter to you? Is it okay to cheat on a test, cheat on an exam? Is it okay when no one's looking to do these things? To me, I would say, no, it's not okay. I want to be a person of character. I want to be a person that when no one else is around, I am making sure that I'm doing the things I need to do and doing them well. Respect matters. How you treat others and how you treat yourself is a big deal. We are in a culture that sort of tells us, basically, I'll respect you if you respect me, if you show me respect, if you earn it. And in my classroom, that's not true. In my classroom, I say respect matters. You give respect. You cannot control what other people do. You can't control whether they're going to show you respect or, but you can control what you do. And so how you treat other people online, virtually, when we work in groups, that matters. And you show them respect. You give them respect, even if you don't feel like they're respecting you. And if they're not respecting you, then that's when we step in and we find solutions, right? And we find ways that we're going to make it work, that we can move forward amicably. Your dreams matter. Belief matters. Believing in yourself, believing in the possibilities of you, that matters to me. And I want to know what your dreams are. I want to know what the careers you're going after are. I want to know what the car you want to drive is, what the house you want to live in one day. Like, those things matter. I want to know, like, what your favorite trip that you hope you get to go on. These things that are inside of you that you're hoping happen one day. That matters. And I want to be a person in your corner this year and in the future who gives some of my belief to what happens in your life, because you matter. You matter. There's a reason that this world exists. There's a reason that I get to be your teacher this year. I grew up, over 1,000 miles away from Bryan, Texas. And yet here I am getting to be your teacher in a job I didn't plan on having years ago, but I was able to get into. This is my 9th year teaching. I think I'm jumping ahead. But it's sort of like things lined up to lead me here and to be your teacher this year. And so I think if for nothing else, it's so that I can remind you that you matter. You matter to people in your life. You're going to matter to my class this year. And if you jump into after school stuff, you're going to matter to our theater program. So who am I? Well, I've already told you my name is Mr. Justice. I'm a husband to Ashley. Ashley's my wife. She is starting this year as the PE assistant at Johnson Elementary. And I have 3 kids. Elena is my oldest. Abby is our middle child. And Jack is the youngest. Elena and Abby are both at Johnson. And Jack started daycare this year. My faith is very important to me, what I believe. And I think it's very important that you know what you believe. And we're not always going to believe the same things. And I think that's okay. I think that we have to sort of let our beliefs happen and our beliefs guide us, and be willing to sort of share those things and see how those things interact with the art that we create. I loved performing. It stresses me out, but I loved it. I also love being a director. And also, I don't have this in here, but I love writing. I wrote a show last year that we performed called Magic in the Mountain. It got cut short because of most things last year got cut short. But I enjoy sort of that side of creation with theater. I also love reading. I like sci-fi. I like time travel type books. I like books that go on a journey. And so I really enjoy things like that. And you guys don't know this, but I'm from West Virginia. And so I grew up, like I said, over 1,000 miles away, and this is how I used to talk. I'd be like, "Woo, doggy, how y'all doing?" And that's the voice I grew up with is this one right here. And then we moved to South Louisiana, and I found out people would be like, "Oh, Shy, how you doing, Shy? Ooh, I'm gonna stop by. I'm gonna pass by the house. I ain't gonna get down to ooh, Shy." And then I moved to North Louisiana, and they talked like this. And then I moved to East Texas, and they talk like this because my wife is from Texas. And then I found my way to Aggieland. And so I love living here in Bryan. We live real close to the high school, and I love our community. I love the things that we're capable of doing, and I really enjoy building the program here. Some favorite things for me, my favorite food. I'm a candy person. I don't know about you, but I like candy more than cake, more than sweet. I like a box of hot tamales. Oh my goodness, it's not good for me. Or Skittles and M&Ms. Also, I've helped out many dentists in my day because of my love of candy. My favorite meal is probably beef roast, followed by like homemade fried chicken, like those two things with all the sides and fixins. TV shows I love: Lost, The Office. My wife and I watch This Is Us. I would say that we watch it for her, but it's not true. We watch it for me too. I enjoy it. It's good storytelling. Also, I don't have one on here. The West Wing. The West Wing is a show that is phenomenal to me. My favorite live plays, musical, Hadestown, Come From Away, and of course Hamilton, which dropped on Disney Plus this year, and it's phenomenal. Favorite trips that I've been on would be New York City. I've gotten to go a handful of times. Got to go with students a couple years ago. We'll get to go theater. We go sort of every other year, so not this year, but next year we'll start fundraising for our New York City trip. And so we try to provide that opportunity for our theater students. Also, I love going to Disney World with my family. I never went to Disney World as a kid. I've only been as an adult, and I love it. My education, so I went to high school, started in Seth, West Virginia, and then moved to New Iberia, Louisiana, and graduated from there. Went to college at Northwestern State University of Louisiana in Natchitoches. I got my Bachelor of Arts in theater. My minor was tap dancing. You can ask me to tap dance. I haven't tap danced in probably 18 years. I went to seminary, and I got a Master's of Divinity from Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary. And then just the training of life. I've been an educator for 8 years. This is going into my 9th. Before that, I was a minister for 7 years. I worked as a director at Archview Children's Theater. Also, I spent a little bit of time in Africa on several different mission trips. And those things have all sort of shaped me to become who I am now. So what do you need for the class? Well, for you guys, Schoology provides your digital notebook. So you're going to do your assignments through Schoology. And so you have access. So you're going to need a digital textbook code, which I'll be sending out. You're not in class, so you'll probably need tissues there at your house. So make sure you have some handy and some hand sanitizer. Because that's what we need right now. Another quote by Walt Disney: "Whatever you do, do it well. Do it so well when people see you do it, they will want to come back and see you do it again, and they will want to bring others and show them how well you do what you do." This is the idea of Viking theater. Excellence is not an act, but a habit. And so in Viking theater, I say, "So be," and my troop says, "Excellent." Whatever you do it well. Do it so well. When people see you do it, they're going to come back, and they're going to see you do it again. And they're going to bring others, and they're going to tell them and show them how well you do it. This is what we need to be about. We need to be about excellence. We're not going to be perfect. Theater's not a perfect Perfect shows don't exist. There's always hiccups. There's always unexpected. That's what I love about theater. But excellence always can exist. Pushing yourself to your personal best. Every day in class, you can set a new goal. You can go for a new PR, personal record. Anytime you're involved in shows, you can push yourself to be better than you've been before. And that's what we want to go after. That's what we want to do. So right now, what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to go ahead and log off of here and go to the About Me and fill that out for me. And then there's going to be another video where I sort of walk through the syllabus. And then after we walk through the syllabus, there is a few more things that I'm going to have you do that I'll talk about next.